Okay, today we'll look into few more questions, typical questions based on calculation of magnetic field for various current carrying conductors. So look into the first question. Okay, we are asked to find out the strength of the magnetic field at the center C, this point. Okay, for the given arrangement of a wire. Observe the wire. Okay, this is along parallel to y-axis, and even this semicircle, it's mentioned in the question as it is in YZ plane. Okay, I repeat. Semicircle is also in the YZ plane. This is parallel to y-axis, and this wire is coming out of the plane of the paper, tending to infinity. So let us divide this whole system into three parts. This is 1, 2 and 3. First, due to the straight current carrying conductor, put your thumb in the direction of the current carrying conductor. Field is entering inward, coming outward from the point C. Okay, so B1. At one end of a semi-infinite wire, we know magnetic field is mu naught I. Okay, I'll take the current as I by 4 pi into distance from C to the wire. It is R by 2. And what is the direction? It is coming out of the plane of the paper. If you put your thumb, field is going in from this side, coming out from the opposite side. Upward direction, that is in plus I cap direction. Okay, upward is in the direction of x-axis, that is I cap. Now B2. Due to this semicircle, curl the fingers of your right hand. Thumb is pointing out upward. So due to this current carrying conductor also, field is in upward direction, that is plus I cap. And we know for a semicircle, magnetic field is mu naught I by 4 into the radius of the circle. See, radius of circle is R by 2. Direction I cap. Now for this conductor, okay, the conductor is outside the plane of the paper. Put your thumb, curl the fingers. At this point, field is pointing towards left. Okay, pointing towards left side, it is minus J cap direction. So B3 for a semi-infinite wire, mu naught I by 4 pi into R by 2. But since direction in negative x-axis, negative y-axis, so I'll write it as minus J cap. So we have got B1, B2 and B3. So what should be the net magnetic field? Okay, we know the total magnetic field should be the sum of all the three magnetic fields. So I will write the net magnetic field B as equal to, add all of them, B1 plus B2 plus B3. Add the three vectors and find out what should the answer come out to be. Okay, when we add them, the net magnetic field would become, okay, 2 I caps and 1 is J cap, mu naught I by 2 pi R I cap, first term, plus mu naught I. Okay, now coming to this question, we have a spiral, okay, whose inner radius is A and outer radius is B. Okay, it is a closely wound. Actually, I am showing you as a gap, but no gap will exist. It will continue up to a radius equal to B. And they are asking you to find out the magnetic field at the center of this spiral, that is the Z component of magnetic field. So current direction has to be given. So if this is the direction of current, magnitude is I. See, when I curl the fingers of my thumb, right hand, thumb is pointing out upward. So implies magnetic field at the center is directed in plus K cap direction. So before we find the magnetic field, first I will have to take one small element. Okay, a circular element in this conductor. Okay, whose thickness is, okay, take a small thick circular element with thickness equal to dr at a distance small r. I repeat, construct one small circular element of thickness dr which is at a distance r. Then I need to find out the number of turns in this element what I have selected. So total number of turns by the total circumference, 2 pi into B minus A, number of turns per unit length, should be dn by dr, because I took the thickness as dr. So 2 pi into dr 2 pi and 2 pi will anyway get cancelled. So what is the number of turns in the element what you have selected, dn equal to n into dr by b minus a. Call this as equation 1. Now let the magnetic field due to this element what you have selected. Okay, I told you now we have selected an element whose thickness is dr. Due to this element which is carrying a current I, let the magnetic field be dB. And we know at the center of a circle magnetic field is given by mu naught I into dn, if they are dn number of turns, by 2r. But I need the total magnetic field. How to get the total magnetic field? Integrate the relation. Integral of dB should be integral of mu naught I into dn divided by 2r. From where to where? From A to B, because inner radius is A and outer radius is B. Now integrate the relation. Integral of dB will give you the net magnetic field is mu naught is constant, I is constant, 2 also comes out. I will replace this dn from equation 1 as integral of n into dr by b minus a into small r. N also constant, b minus a also constant. Remove it outside the integral. 2 into b minus a into capital N comes out. It's integral of dr by r. What are the limits? A to b. A to b. And we know integral of 1 by r into dr is log r. Natural logarithm. Mu naught ni by 2 into b minus a. ln of r with limits a to b, that is log b minus log a. We can simplify and write it as mu naught I into n by 2 into b minus a into ln of b by a. Log b minus log a, I have written it as b minus a. And the direction, when I curl the fingers, thumb was pointing outward, that is in k cap direction. I'll take it as k cap. So this gives you the magnitude of magnetic field produced by this spiral. Now to evaluate the magnetic field, okay, for a cylindrical conductor having a cavity, okay, we have seen even in electric field, to calculate the electric field when you have cavity, we calculated it by using a method, taking the electric field due to the complete system minus field due to cavity. The same process we are going to use here. See, we have a cylindrical cavity of diameter A inside a very long cylindrical diameter of, conductor of radius 2a. And it is having a current density constant. Okay, uniform current density is given. Then we need to find out the magnitude of magnetic field. If it is in this format, what is the value of n? Okay, to get the value of n, let us start with J first. Okay, what is J representing? We know J is current density. It is current per unit cross-sectional area. So let us first find out the magnetic field. Okay, how do we find the magnetic field for the remaining part of the conductor? It is B due to the complete conductor minus magnetic field due to cavity. First let us find B for complete conductor. Okay, for this complete conductor whose radius is A, we know for an infinite long current carrying conductor on the surface, it's mu naught I by total current by 2 pi into radius. Can I write the radius as A? Minus mu naught I by, okay, because of cavity. But the point is outside this cylindrical conductor. What is the distance from center to this point? A by 2 plus A, that is 3A by 2. But the current through this small cavity, I'll take it as I dash by 2 pi into distance from center to the point A by 2 plus A is 3A by 2. Now we need to find out what is I and I dash. I is the current in the complete conductor. I dash is the current in only this cross-sectional area. So since J is constant, I can write J as total current by total area of cross-section, that is pi a square, which is also equal to I dash by, okay, current for the smaller conductor, pi into A by 2 whole square. Or from this we can write what is J equal to I by pi A square, which is also equal to I dash by, if this 4 goes to numerator, 4 into pi A square, implies current I is equal to J pi A square, I dash is equal to J pi A square divided by 4. So if I put these two conditions in my main relation, what will be the magnetic field? Mu naught, I am replacing I as J pi A square by 2 pi A minus, this 2 I'll cancel, mu naught, I dash is J pi A square by 4 into 3 pi A. Simplify, square and A, pi gets cancelled. A gets cancelled and this pi also gets cancelled. Magnetic field should be mu naught JA by 2 minus mu naught JA by 4 3s 12. Take LCM and simplify it. If I take LCM as 12, mu naught JA is anyway constant. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 12, that is 6 minus 1, which is 5 by 12. Now compare it with the given condition, mu naught AJ n by 12. So what should be the value of n equal to? The value of n as per the question is 5. So this gives you the magnetic field for cavities. So remember this relation: when you have a cavity, find the field due to the complete segment minus the field due to cavity will give you the field due to the remaining portion. A question which is again an integer type question. We need to find the value of k, but study the question first. A steady current I goes through PQR right angled at Q. Okay, so first I'll take one right angled triangle. This is right angled at Q, P and R. A current capital I is passing through it. Then the length of PQ is given as 3x. QR is 4x. This is 4x. And obviously this will be 5x. It's a right angled triangle. So what are they asking you to find out? If magnetic field at Q. So we want the magnetic field at this point. So since we need the magnetic field at this particular point, field due to PQ will be 0 because it's along the line joining it. There is no field due to QR also. Then field is only due to which conductor? PR. I repeat, there is no field due to PQ and QR. Field is only due to this segment. So if this is the point where you are finding the magnetic field, first I need the perpendicular distance. So drop a perpendicular. So what should this distance be? If I complete the square, not the square, it's a rectangle. This diagonal is also 5x. Half of that diagonal will be 5x by 2. Even distance from P to O is 5x by 2. O to R is also 5x by 2. Okay, I'll write the data here. QO distance equals to PO distance equal to OR distance. All of them are 5x divided by 2. And if I take this as the perpendicular distance, I'll call this angle as beta and this angle as alpha. See, it's a finite conductor now. Angles are alpha and beta. Tell me what is sine alpha equal to? If this is alpha, sine alpha is opposite by hypotenuse. That is 5x by 2 by 3x. That is 5 by 6. Similarly, what is sine beta? This angle is beta, this is perpendicular. Opposite side, 5x by 2. Hypotenuse is 4x. That is 5 by 8. X will anyway get cancelled. And now we know magnetic field due to a finite segment is mu naught I by 4 pi into perpendicular distance. What is the perpendicular distance? 5x by 2 into sine alpha plus sine beta, that is 5 by 6 plus 5 by 8. Simplify this expression. 2 goes 2 times. Magnetic field comes out to be mu naught I by 5 2s 10 pi x. Take out 5 outside. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. 5 goes 2 times. 2 gets cancelled by 7 times. So what is the answer we are getting? Mu naught I into 7 by 48 pi x. So compare this with the given data. It's given as k mu naught I by 48 pi x. What is there in the place of k? 7. Implies the value of k should be 7. Okay, so this also is an integer type question. So in this question we are given a straight thick long wire with uniform cross section area, that is radius is A. It's carrying a current I, and you need to find the magnetic field inside and outside the conductor. Also plot a graph to show the variation. Okay, so first let us assume that this is a thick, very long current carrying conductor whose radius is A. So we are asked to find out magnetic field inside as well as outside the conductor. So to find the magnetic field inside the conductor, select a point P which is at a distance small r for r less than A. Construct one Amperian loop. Okay, I am selecting one circular Amperian loop. We need to know what is the current enclosed by the loop. Since current density is constant, okay, it's carrying a constant current. Total current by total area should be small current by small area, whatever area you have selected. Pi and pi gets cancelled. What is I coming out to be? Capital I into r square by a square. Call this as equation 1. Okay, for the first case when r is less than a. Now apply Ampere's law. Integral b dot dl. I am directly writing b into 2 pi r should be mu naught times the current. Okay, current is I. I'll replace this. So b is equal to mu naught capital I into r square by a square by 2 pi r. R and r gets cancelled. So we get magnetic field as mu naught is a constant. Total current is also constant. 2 pi a square is also constant into r. So observe the formula. How is magnetic field related to the distance r? Directly. So when you are at the center, magnetic field would be 0. As you go on moving outside, it increases till you reach the surface. Now for B bit, for r less than, this is for r less than a, correct only, for r greater than a. Okay, now for a distance r greater than a, that means you are outside the conductor. If I construct an Amperian loop, it is enclosing the whole current. Since complete current is enclosed, we know B into 2 pi r, Ampere's law, is mu naught times the total current I. So what should be the magnetic field outside the conductor? Mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Now look at this relation. How is magnetic field related to distance? Inversely. Here it was proportional to distance. This case it is inversely proportional to distance. So when I plot a graph, okay, taking the reference from the center, okay, if you start from the center, from center to surface, magnetic field is linearly increasing. Beyond this, magnetic field will start decreasing. Okay, somewhere at infinity it will meet x-axis. So the nature of the graph is a straight line followed by a curve. Previous question, we have taken a cylindrical conductor where current was constant. But look at this question, it is similar to the previous one. Again, we have a cylindrical, very long linear conductor, okay, whose radius is A. They are asking you to find out the magnetic field inside and outside, okay, for R less than A and greater than A. But how is current density varying for this wire? It is varying according to the relation J is equal to K into R square. Since J is equal to K into R square, first select a point P which is inside at this point. Construct an Amperian loop, okay, for R less than A. It is enclosing a certain amount of current. Okay, we need to find out the current inside this smaller cylinder. To get it, I will again use Ampere's law. Integral B dot dl should be mu naught times of the current enclosed, mu naught times of I. And since we do not know the value of I, we will evaluate it by using J. Okay, remember we know current density is I divided by area of cross section, or current is equal to integral of J dot ds. So instead of I will write it as mu naught integral of J dot ds, where ds is a small surface area what you have to select. So integral B dl is B into 2 pi r, or B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught integral from where to where? 0 to from center till a certain distance r inside. 0 to r, J into ds. So I told you, ds is a small circumference what we have selected whose thickness is dr at a distance r. So B into 2 pi r should be mu naught integral J, I will replace it as kr square as given in the question. ds is 2 pi r into dr. Okay, a small thickness of radius r and thickness is dr from 0 to r. Integrated B into 2 pi r is mu naught is constant, K constant, 2 pi constant, K into 2 pi, r square into r is r cube, and integral of r cube is r to the power 4 by 4. Anyway, limits are from 0 to smaller. I am just leaving the value like this. So what should be the magnetic field? 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled. When r also gets cancelled, it is mu naught K into r cube divided by 4. This is the answer for which point? For any point which is inside the conductor. If you completely come outside the conductor, okay, that is for case B. For B bit, for the second bit, for r greater than A, again I'll use the similar relation, but when you are outside, you are enclosing the whole current which is extending from 0 to A. Okay, the limits are from 0 to A. B into 2 pi r, B dot dl should be mu naught times integral 0 to A J into ds. ds I am writing 2 pi r into dr. Replace J as kr square. B into 2 pi r is mu naught, J constant, J, it's not J, kr square into 2 pi r into dr. Remove the constants outside. B into 2 pi r is mu naught, K comes out, 2 pi comes out. R square into r, r cube. Integral of r cube is r to the power 4 by 4. But the limits are from 0 to A. Or B into 2 pi gets cancelled. R is mu naught K, A to the power 4 by 4. Implies what should be the magnetic field inside? Mu naught K A power 4 by 4 times of small r. This gives you the magnetic field for a point which is lying outside if your current density varies according to the relation J is equal to kr square. coming to this question, we have a long hollow cylindrical conductor. Okay, first construct one hollow cylindrical very long conductor. Assume that this is a hollow cylindrical conductor. Its inner radius is r by 2, outer radius is r, and it is carrying a current with a constant current or uniform current density. That means all this region carries a current. Then for this arrangement, they are asking you to find out a graph which shows the magnitude of variation of magnetic field with distance from center. See, when you move from center to r by 2, there is no current from 0 to r by 2. Since there is no current, what should be the magnetic field when you move from center to a distance r by 2? R and outside. There is no field from 0 to r by 2. But once you come out from r by 2 till r, it is enclosing the current. See, as you go away and away, current is increasing. Okay, how to get the current at a certain distance between r by 2 and r? J is equal to, J is a constant which is given as a current carrying a conductor, current per unit area, or you can write it as I is equal to integral J into ds. Okay, when you write it as J into ds, J is anyway a constant. Integral of ds, that means if you take the surface area from A to any particular distance, I can write it as pi into, okay, A square r square minus A square. Surface area, I took it as r square minus A square because the limits are from A to r. Now observe this relation. Current is not linearly varying with distance. So magnetic field also will not vary linearly with distance. So till r by 2, field is 0. From r by 2 to r, magnetic field is increasing, but it is non-linear graph. And when you come completely outside, as distance increases, magnetic field will start decreasing. So what should be the nature of the graph? 0, increasing but not a straight line. Beyond that, the field will start decreasing.